start with the prayers. Om Bhadram Karne Vishunayama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabhiryajatraha Stirairangaihi Stushtovagam Sastanubihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuho Swasti na Indro Vrittashravāha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastakshorarishthanemihi Swasti no Brihaspatir Dadato Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Kaivalya Upanishad consists of 24 mantras, and this is our first Upanishad for studying. Upanishad means Veda Anta portion, the end portion of Veda. We have Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda. 4 Vedas are there, which are the scriptures to know how to lead this life. They are the manual for life. They teach us Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, Jnana Yoga. The process of self-knowledge is also called as Upanishad. For our study, we are going to do 12 Upanishads. Kathopanishad, Mandukya Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. We'll be focusing a little bit more on these Upanishads. And then there are other Upanishads like Ishavasya Upanishad, Keno Upanishad, Prashno Upanishad, Amrit Bandho Upanishad, and Kaivalya Upanishad. So totally 12 Upanishad is our scheme, what we plan to do in the next 2 years. The first Upanishad we are taking up is a minor Upanishad, Kaivalya Upanishad. The target audience I have here is people who have finished Bhagavad Gita, Tathobodha, Atmabodha. They are interested to grow further in spirituality. So the adhikari for listening to these Upanishads is people who have done some amount of spiritual study before, mainly the Bhagavad Gita. But even if you have not done it, but you still have some idea about what the overall spiritual journey is, you can attend these sessions and all of us are seekers on the path of spiritual science. We all are interested to seek happiness from this life. Upanishads tell us that Atma Sukham is the Nitya Sukham. We all get happiness from pursuits of dharma, artha, and kama. But they are temporary, anitya sukha. They are there for a flash of a moment and then they disappear. Very, very transient in nature. No man is satisfied with transient, fleeting happiness. And Upanishad promises permanent bliss by knowing your own nature as this happiness. How the Upanishad does, that's a very, very beautiful method. This is a subjective science. It deals with who I am. Who am I is the question we all are asking. We have questions about us. We have questions about what we experience as the world. And we have questions about who is the creator of this world. 3 questions. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. The study of Upanishad promises answers to all the 3 questions. As you study Upanishad after Upanishad, you will find answers to these 3 questions, and also will understand how to transform myself from a limited jiva to the limitless Atma, from a limited being in this body, going through waking, dream, sleep, 3 states of consciousness. How do I transform myself into an unlimited being which is not affected by the time, space, or objects? This is the quest for knowledge, because of which a student comes to the Upanishad. And this beautiful Upanishad explains in a very simple way. When you go through these verses, you will see it's a very beautiful method. It reveals the self. It has a step-by-step process of indicating the sadhanas, what are the disciplines to follow, what are the qualifications you should have, how to do meditation, how to focus the attention on one reality, and finally, how to see that reality as your own self. It explains by logic, it explains by anubhava. Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava, you can see all 3 of them in this short but very, very powerful Upanishad. With that, I will now go to give you a broad summary of these verses, and then we'll start with the first verse. The mantra, Shanti mantra, which we just chanted, Badram Karnevi Shrunayama Devaha. It is a prayer addressed to the Lord to remove unknown obstacles for our study, which may come from 3 sources: Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika. Adi Daivika means natural forces like thunder, storms, so many different natural calamities could be there. So we pray that such calamities do not occur. Adhyatmika obstacles can be from my own inner personality. This is Adhyatmika. This is coming from my own mind. which may say, how can I study this Upanishad? Is it meant for simple people who don't know Sanskrit? Can I follow what they are saying? Will I be able to get this? These are all thoughts in our own mind. So we pray to the Lord and say, let me not have all these thoughts while I study every Saturday for 1.5 hours. Adi Bhautika is obstacles coming from nearby neighbors or some people in the house who don't want you to come for and study the Upanishad. These are all general obstacles which we find. So Vigna Nivrti is the first part of the prayer of Bhadram Karnevi Shrunayama Devaha. The second part of the mantra is Karana Yogyata. Let my body be strong. Let my limbs be powerful. Let my sense organs be radiant. Let my mind be bright. Let my intellect shine. When I have a proper body, an instrument, this is the car, this is the vehicle I have to use for this study of Upanishad. So throughout our Kaivalya Upanishad, we will be chanting the Shanti mantra in the beginning, praying for removal of obstacles and for maintaining this instrument in a perfect manner so that I, the Jiva, who's living in this body, can reach the goal which the Veda is promising me. The student in this Upanishad is called as Ashvalayana. What he is seeking is moksha through Atma Jnanam. Freedom from sorrow through the study of Atma. Because he has understood that it is only the scriptures which gives this knowledge of reality. We have several books in science, physics, chemistry, medicine, IT, laws, so astronomy, zoology, geography, so many sciences are there. But all of those sciences, they deal with the objective world, what our 5 sense organs perceive, and what we can infer from the inputs coming to the sense organs. That is what is called as objective science. The Veda is a scripture which deals with a topic, with a subject matter which the 5 sense organs have no access. They have absolutely no access to this field of the subject, I. You have to come to the scriptures to know this I in this body, aham. It is a universal experience for all human beings. Aham, 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 I. We live with this I throughout our life. I am 5 years old, I am 80 years old. The I has not changed in this body. What is that I? That is the object of my study. Can I know this I? Because that has remained the same throughout my life. My body has changed, my thoughts have changed, my emotions have changed. They are rapidly changing throughout my waking dream sleep. but there is an I which is invariable factor, non-changing I. The quest of knowledge is for knowing this I, the Sakshi, the Atma, which is only one in this universe. There is nothing else. It is one reality, which is called as I. It is expressing in all the bodies. Ashwalayana, the seeker, wants to have the knowledge of Atma. And who is the seeker? And who is the guru in this Upanishad? Brahmaji, the creator. Who else can be a teacher other than the creator himself? That is the beauty of this Upanishad. Verses 2 to 4 tells us Jnana Sadhanam. What are the requirements? Disciplines which I should have. Qualifications which I should have. What should I follow? What is the main qualification? What is this auxiliary qualification? Sahakari Karanam. All that is explained from 2 to 4, which will be our main topic for today. And maybe next week also. From verse 5 to 10 is a very beautiful section which talks about meditation. The same thing which we studied in the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. How to meditate on Saguna Ishvara, that means the creator with form, and how to meditate on the same Ishvara without form. From verse 12 to 15 is Vedantic Inquiry. This is the central portion of our study. And in this Upanishad, being a part of the Atharvana Veda, like the Mandukya Upanishad, they will follow and they will inquire into the 3 states of consciousness. What is the waking state? What is the dream state? What is the sleep state? Who is the micro Jivatma and what is this macro Paramatma? That is our topic 12 to 15. 16 to 23 is the result of this study. What happens when I inquire? The conclusion I get is what is called as Mahavakya Vichara. I have discovered that I am one with the Creator Ishvara. That is what is called as Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam. This oneness is not with reference to the body. Oneness is with reference to the consciousness principle in this body. There is only one reality. How to see that reality in me is the same in the entire universe, in all the human beings, is explained from 16 to 23. And the last verse is Upasamhara, the concluding verse, which says, I am the Sakshi, I am the pure consciousness principle. This is a bird's eye view of what we will be studying in about 10 sessions. 24, maybe we'll take 2 or 3 sessions, 2 verses, 3 verses each session. The next slide, I will leave it for the time being. We will do it when we come to verse number 15. With this slide explains the details of 15 to 19. which I will take up when I do that portion. And then 20 to 24. This portion I will leave for the time being. I will give you the analysis of this when I start with the 15th verse, because it will be too intense right now. As of now, understand that this is the summary of the whole Upanishad, and we are going to proceed with the first verse now.
Om Athashwalayanah Athashwalayanah Bhagavantam Parameshtinam Upasametyovacha.
The chanting you hear is from one of the seekers called as Vishwanath. He lives in Bangalore. He also takes some classes in Bangalore. I asked recently for some people who can chant to come and help me out with the chanting of these Upanishads. He came forward and said, I can chant, so I gave him a chance, and he has chanted this entire verse by verse for this Upanishad. In case you know of other people who can also chant Sanskrit very well, you can write to me, you can give me the details. The first mantra, Ataha Ashwalayano Bhagavantam Parameshtinam Upasametyo Vacha. Ataha means what? Thereafter. Thereafter means this Ashwalayana, who is the Adhikari for the Brahma Vidya, he approached his Guru. That is the meaning of the first verse. Now, what are the qualifications we have seen in Tattvabodha? Viveka, Vairagyam, Mumukshutvam, Shamada, Shatka, Sampatti. The 4 Ds: discrimination, dispassion, desire, and discipline. Discrimination between what and what I like, what I don't like, Shreyas and Preyas. Shreyas means what I like. Preyas means what is good for me. What I like may be to enjoy the world, but what is good for me is to know the Atma. Who am I? Because I may spend my whole life with the sense organs in the external world. That is not going to give me fulfillment in life. It is not nitya. It is not permanent. It is changing. It is prakrita. Likes and dislike based life is called as raga dvesha based life, which is anityam. What is nityam? If I know that I am Atma, and this Atma is the reality in which the waking state, the dream state, and the sleep state are coming and going, this reality is only one. This reality is called as consciousness. It is called as existence. it is called as bliss. That is real, which does not change at all in 3 periods of time. What changes is the jiva who comes into this body, he experiences the world in waking, again goes back to sleep, again comes to the waking, dream, sleep, waking, dream, sleep. This is a phenomena which is happening in time and space. But time and space are not absolute. They are relative factors, because it is time comes in the waking state, time goes off in the sleep state. But I remain. Who is that I which remains when the time is not experienced? That is what is called as Nitya Atma. If I am only knowing about the body and the world, it is Anitya. Then I will be leading a life of limitations. The moment I come to know that I am the pure Atma, it is a substratum in which all this waking, dream, and sleep is coming and going. That is what is called as discrimination. Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha. This is elaborated in Vivek Chodamani. If I have this Viveka, that this waking, dream, and sleep is just a transient thing, it's just an appearance. It's just like a dream, comes and goes, comes and goes. If I know this, then what happens is I get Vairagya. Vairagya means what? Dispassion. I'm not over obsessed with my activities and with the world. I learn to quieten my mind from the world and turn inward to understand the reality. That is what is called as Vairagya. Mumukshutvam is a desire. I have 100 desires in this world. But freedom from limitation, experiencing the unlimited nature, that is what is called as mumukshutvam. I want to free myself from attaching myself to the world again and again, because of raga. I have 100 desires, but number one desire is what? I want freedom from sorrow, freedom from dukkha. I want continuous happiness. I don't want to have thoughts which are disturbing me all the time. That is what is called as desire. Samadhi Shatka Sampatti in Tattvabodha we have seen, it consists of 6 disciplines, all basically controlling my body, sense organs, and mind. Sama means mind control, Dhamma means sense organs control, keeping the eyes a little bit away from the mobile, but that is what is called as Dhamma. Sama means sitting down in meditation, keeping the mind focused in one topic. Uparama means capacity to withdraw, pratyahara, in yogic language. Titiksha means forbearance. I learn to have the capacity to forbear little pinpricks of life. It happens to all of us. We just live with it. Shraddha means complete faith in scripture and the Guru. Guru is not going to teach what is not good for me. He's not going to lie around. The scriptures are the means to lift me up from where I am today in a sorrowful world to the world of joy and permanent joy, bliss, fulfillment That is what the Upanishads promise. At the end of 2 years, even if you have got a glimpse of this Atma, you will have that fulfillment. My life is fulfilled. I may have done so many things in life, but this joy of learning the Veda and understanding what it is promising, if my mind can turn inward a little bit, a wee bit, and then see what the Upanishad is trying to say, beyond this waking dream and sleep, there is a reality which is Nityam, which is what your nature is. That is what you are. You are not the body which is coming and going in the waking state. The experiences in the waking state are not the reality. There is a reality which is beyond the sense perceptibility. That is the limitation of the sense organs. I use the Shruti, Kaivalya Upanishad, and learn about this Paramatma, about this pure nature which exists. Even now it is there, right? Now it is there. But I have no instrument to see that. By learning this Upanishad, I will be wearing the eyes of the Veda, which is the spiritual eye. With that, my mind can see. Our mind by itself is only designed to see the outer world, because the 5 sense organs bring in the inputs into the mind. The mind acts as the medium to understand the cognitions and then react to them into the world. That's all. Mind is not the instrument for Atma. An aided mind, which is aided with the scriptures, with the study of the scriptures, is the pure mind which can have the vision of the reality. Samadhanam is concentration, which is what we get if we practice meditation for a long time. So with the help of these 4 qualifications, Ashvalayana had Chitta Ekagrata, the focusing capacity of the mind, which he has developed through meditation. And through Karma Yoga, he has purified the mind. Karma Yoga, we know. Again, what is Karma Yoga? Ishvara Arpana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi. Chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita. So, this Ataha stands for the readiness of a seeker. So, with full readiness, Ashvalayana goes to his Guru. Upasametya, in appropriate manner, with humility, amanitvam, not manitvam, not with the ego, but bowing down to the teacher with bhakti, devotion. He approached Brahmaji, the creator, Lord Parameshti. This is also given in the Bhagavad Gita, how Arjuna approached Lord Krishna. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadeshanti te jnanam jnananat tattvadarshinaha. By long prostration, service, approach a teacher to teach you Brahma Vidya, to give you instructions of how to gain that vision of the Veda. The next verse.
Adhihi bhagavan brahma vidyam varishtham अधीहि भगवन् ब्रह्मविद्यां वरिष्ठाम् सदा सद्भिः सेव्यमानां निगूढाम् सदा सद्भिः सेव्यमानां निगूढाम् यया चिरात् सर्वपापं व्यपोह्य यया चिरात् सर्वपापं व्यपोह्य परात् परं पुरुषं याति विद्वान् परात् परं पुरुषं याति विद्वान्
Only approaching a teacher is not good enough for Brahma Vidya. Adihi Bhagavan Brahma Vidyam Varishtham Sada Sadbihi Sevyamanam Igudham. O Bhagavan, teach me the highest reality of this universe, which is a secret hidden for all of us. Why is it hidden? Because of the thoughts which disturb my mind, which are called as sins. If I can get rid of, if I know how to get rid of these thoughts, I can reach the highest Purusha, the reality. So Ashwarayana requests for teaching of Brahma Vidya, the subjective science. And what is the glory of this Brahma Vidya? It is Aparoksha Jnanam. Aparoksha Jnanam means intimate self, knowledge of the intimate self, inner self, direct knowledge of who I am. Paroksha Jnana means objective world, distant objects. Pratyaksha Jnana means what my eyes are seeing right in front of me. What is lying, what is happening in another part of the world, in America, in Russia, in India, in Singapore, my eyes are not seeing. That jnanam which I get through TV, through reports, through newspaper is called as paroksha jnana. But what is aparoksha jnanam? It is not pratyaksha jnanam, it is not paroksha jnanam, it is aparoksha jnanam. It is the knowledge of me, myself, I, aham. And what is the glory of this aham, I in this body? Varishtam sada nigudham sarva papam vyapoha vidvat parat param purusha yati. That is what this verse is saying. Varishta means it is the highest knowledge. It is sought by wise people who have seen the world, which has got no joy in it ultimately, no permanent happiness. Aparavidya for emotional and intellectual refinement. Paravidya or Brahmavidya, Paravidya is a term used in chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, Paravidya, Paravidya. So Varishta means Bru Dhatu, to choose a goal of life. So if you choose the goal of life as the study of Atma, then it is called as Varishta. It is a highest glory in life. Because this knowledge is very pure knowledge, subjective knowledge. It is divine knowledge. Sada. Sada means it is always there. The student shows commitment to Nitya Jnanam. Nigudham. This Brahma Vidya is a secret. Chapter 9 of the Bhagavad Gita is Guhyatamam Shastram. It says, Bhagavad Gita says that this Shastra of the Brahma Vidya is the secret, the highest secret. Sarva Papam Vyapoha. What will be the benefit if I have this knowledge? The Upanishad tells us, the Veda tells me, that if I have this knowledge of Atma, it will destroy the Papam. No more there will be Punarjanma, Maranam cycle. There will be no person entering another body to live a life of a jiva. Because the jiva has realized, the jiva is the soul which is in this body. It has realized that it is not the mind, it is not the body. And it is, when the jiva is attached to the body and mind, then it enjoys the world. But this jiva has understood the higher principle of Sakshi, the witness consciousness. When it rises from the level of a jivatvam, which is attached to the body and mind, and looks into the world of Sakshi, the inner world, it realizes that this Sakshi is the substratum for the entire universe. And then it frees itself. And then it holds on to that Satchidananda principle as the reality. And this is sought by Sat Purushas, Satvabhihi. And whenever there is a lot of fluctuations and fluttering in our mind, too many thoughts disturbing me, it is all effect of what they call it as papam or sin, which has been done in the past or in this life. Vidvat parat param purushayati. By knowing this Sakshi or Brahman, which is beyond the time principle, Maya, which holds me into this body, I transcend this body-mind complex and free myself, which is called as moksha. So now you can see what is the glory of this Brahma Vidya, what we are going to study in 12 Upanishads. If it can help me to come out of this sorrow of attachment to this mind and body, will I not be fulfilled in life? That is the question a seeker should ask. So far in my life, look at life and see what has happened in each of our lives. Mentally go through your experiences of the last, if you have lived for 40, 50, 30, 40, 50 years, look at what has happened in these 40, 50 years. Look what happened last month, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Has it been a complete life of happiness, or you have had more sorrow than joy? 99.9% will say, what I remember today is not so much of happiness, but a life of ups and downs. So in the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, I shall now teach you the greatest secret the most profound knowledge. And by knowing which you shall be free from the sorrow of life. That is the same subject matter in the Upanishad. Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshyam ya manasuyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshase shubha. There also moksha is used, the word moksha. Moksha means coming out from sorrow. Very simple. Is it possible? You will ask. Upanishad promises. Come and study the Upanishad and see what happens to you. It's a challenge of the Upanishads. Knowing is attaining only in one condition. Only in the field of jnanam, knowing is attaining. Attaining what is already possessed. Remove ignorance and claim your sarupa by knowledge. See, Brahma Vidya means it is my nature. I am blissful by nature. But this blissful nature is covered. This covering is removed by the study of the Upanishads. It tells me you remove the covering of waking state, remove the covering of the sleep state, remove the covering of the dream state. Remove them mentally. And then ask the question, who am I? Then you will say, Brahma Vidya is praptasya praptihi, siddhasya siddhihi. It is like missing a key in my own pocket or under my pillow. I kept the key and I'm searching the whole house. I'm blaming all the people around that you have taken my key. But it is lying below my pillow itself, which I forgot. It is there. I myself put the key. It is already there, but you are searching. Similarly, Brahman or pure consciousness or Atma or pure happiness, I'm searching in the whole world and without looking inward into myself. It's like in the Mahabharata, Karna, if some people you may have know the story, was told by Kunti, his mother, that you're Kunti Putra. You're a Kshatriya. You're not a Radhe Putra. You're not a charioteer's son, but you're a Kshatriya. Go and fight. With that knowledge, what happened to Karna? He thought that he was somebody else's son. Now he thinks he is somebody stronger son. He feels, oh my God, he's only the knowledge. By knowledge, he gained what he already was. So the distance between me and Bhagavan or the Creator is only a notional distance. It is imaginary. It is due to the ignorance of the self. And it is lost due to this ignorance. It is gained by knowledge. How will darkness go away? There is only one means. Bring the light. Light up a candle. Darkness will go. Similarly, darkness of ignorance will go away when I don't know myself. How will this darkness of ignorance go? Only by one method. And that is, know who you are in your nature. Nature means what? It never changes. Always the Swarupa. Swarupa means my intrinsic nature is consciousness. It is existence. It never has death. What dies is the external dress which I am wearing, the body. What may die eventually after a few births may be the mind. But I am the existence in which all these are coming and going. That is what is the knowledge which I get. That is knowledge is called as absolute knowledge or Parama Vidya. This knowledge is called as Nirguna Brahma Vidya. It is the pure without the medium of the body or the prapancha. Prapancha means the world, shariram means the body. I remove the shariram and try to understand what is the substratum of this body. Gross body, subtle body, causal body, but what is the substratum? Similarly, the prapancha, the world of 5 elements. And then I go beyond the agitations of mind. The agitations of mind is nothing but the vasanas, the impressions which are lying in the subconscious mind. They as soon as the body mind wakes up, they will come and they will go into the conscious mind. From subconscious, the thought disturbances come in the conscious mind. Again, what happens when I go to sleep? They go back to the subconscious mind, and I, the jiva, am resting blissfully with Atma. Again, the next day morning comes, again the jiva comes and goes through the experiences of the world. This is what is happening in our life. But there is a transcendental nature which I come to realize through the study of Upanishads. You wake up from your waker status to a super waker status, which is called as God consciousness, pure awareness. The second verse.
Tasmai sahovacha, tasmai sahovacha, pitamahascha, pitamahascha, Shraddha bhakti, Shraddha bhakti, Dhyana yogadavaihi, Dhyana yogadavaihi.
So when Ashwalayana went to the teacher, what did Brahmaji say to him? He said, Tasmai sahovacha pitamahascha Shraddha bhakti dhyana yogadavaihi. The knowledge of Brahman or the reality you can get by means of Shraddha, which is faith, Bhakti, which is devotion, and Jnana, which is called as meditation. There are two meanings for this word Shraddha, Bhakti, and Dhyana. You can take the literal meanings and say faith, devotion, and meditation. Or there is another reading to this, which I will show you. Pitamai tasmai uvacha. The ultimate father of all is Brahmaji, because he is the creator of the first jiva. He addressed Ashwalayana, Avaihi, may you know, Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana, Yoga are the means. Benefit of Brahma Vidya is moksha. You will get freedom from life and birth cycle. Punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam. This cycle which is there, this cycle is a cycle of mortality. Mortality means change, limitation, finitude. I am caught up in this body, but this is not my nature. My real intrinsic nature is I am free. I am nitya muktaha. The Upanishad tells me I am ever free. Today my condition is I am feeling I am the mind. I am feeling I am the body. I am feeling I am living in this world of waking. I feel I am dreaming something in the night. I feel I'm also going to sleep. These are all notions in the mind. What the Upanishad says is, this is an appearance. It is mithya. What is mithya? To study and to know what is mithya or maya, you have to come to the Wednesday classes. Because after the study of Upanishads, you go deeper and then you become a real seeker. Intense seeking takes place when you have finished the Upanishad. You feel, Upanishad has now told me who I am. But can I realize it in myself? Yes. Go a little bit deeper. Find out the techniques. The techniques are explained in another beautiful text called as Panchadasi, which is what I'm taking in Wednesday sessions. It tells you step-by-step method of clearing your wrong notions about yourself and understanding the Sat Chit Ananda, the pure nature. So Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyana. Shraddha means, if you can take two meanings, yeah? The first meaning is faith. Bhakti is devotion, Dhyana means meditation. Through these three means, you can come to the study of Brahma Vidya. And what will the study give me? It will give me moksha. Moksha means what? Freedom from the sense of limitation. It is not the truth. The truth is I'm free. Every Upanishad will tell me this. 12 times we will study that I am free, I am free, I am free. Every Upanishad, it will tell me I am Nitya Mukta. Nitya Mukta doesn't mean I will, after the study of Upanishads only, I'll gain my freedom. Like Karna, I told you just now. Or missing key. The key is always with me. But I thought I had lost the key. Similarly, I think I am a limited individual. How to get rid of this thought is the whole process of the study of Upanishads. The second meaning, which has been given by some other commentators of this Upanishad, is Shraddha, they give the meaning of Shravanam. Bhakti, they have given the meaning of Mananam. And Nididhyasanam is Dhyanam. This is another interpretation of the three words. Because in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, it is very clearly said, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, together is called as Jnana Yoga, which is the means for moksha. The means of Brahma Jnanam are Sakshat Karanam or Sahakari Karanam. What is Sakshat Karanam? What is the direct means? That is what is called as Sakshat Karanam. What is the direct mean? Direct mean is Jnana Yoga, which is what we are doing now. The study of Upanishad is called as Jnana Yoga. And what is the Sahakari Karanam? The auxiliary, the indirect, the supporting, contributing means. Like you have the seed is the direct means for getting the fruit. Direct means for getting the fruit of moksha is Jnana Yoga. And the indirect contributing factors, which is the Pathyam, Aushadam and Pathyam. The contributory means are, for the seed, you need a proper soil, you need proper sunlight, you need temperature to be at a perfect temperature. The tea cannot be grown in the ground. You have to go to the hills. You need proper water. So those are all the contributing factors. So Sahakari Karanam means the other causes like other Viveka, Vairagyam, Shamada, Shatka, Sampati. All those are all Sahakari Karanams. Mumukshutvam, that's also Sahakari Karanam. But the direct means is Jnana Yoga. What is Jnana Yoga? Shravanam, which is indicated as Shraddha here. What is Shravanam? Shravanam means consistent, systematic study of scriptures with faith that it will give me knowledge to free myself. Faith is the faculty of the intellect to reflect, understand, Brahma Vidya, assimilate it to the texture of intellect. When I listen to the scriptures, it is called as Shravanam. When I contemplate on the scriptures, it is called as Mananam. When I do Mananam, the doubts which are pertaining to the study, they will go away. And the same knowledge which I heard in the Shravanam will bless me with moksha. It will give me the conviction that what the scriptures are telling me is the truth. We get jnana nishtha, and dhyana means what? Nididhyasana. After listening to the scriptures, reflecting on them, I remove the viparyaya, the vasanas or the wrong notions, which are there in my mind for several janmas. I try to integrate the mind and the intellect, the heart and the intellect, my emotional nature versus the intellectual knowledge which I have from the scriptures. That I am not the emotions, I am not the thoughts in the mind, I am the witness or the consciousness principle which is illumining these thoughts. So I sit down and deliberately tell myself, I am not the jiva, I am the sakshi. This way, when I do, I remove kama, krodha, moha, lobha, mada, matsarya, bhayam. All these are all functions of the mind, thoughts in the mind. Frustrations, disappointments. I feel very frustrated. Frustration is only a thought. I am not the thoughts. Due to some condition outside, I feel very frustrated today. Somebody didn't look at me properly. Somebody didn't respect me today. Somebody scolded me. Somebody didn't have disagreed with me today. All these are all thoughtful thoughts which are going on in the mind. Why do they come? Because of prarabdha karma. It is a cycle. It will come. Whether you like it or not, this fellow will create problems for you. But if I have this knowledge, I can stand apart and say, oh, this is just a passing phase. This will anyway, within a week, all this will go away and I'll be free. Brahma Vidya is learned by a secret technique of the power of apprehension arising out of a combination of the faculties. See, what happens is when we study, the impurities in our mind, they slowly go away. Especially after we do meditation, the mind which we had gets an extra power. That power is called as intuition. The power of intuition helps me to understand or experience the subjective perception in me. I have to use the same instrument, but power it with, make it pure, and then power it with the knowledge from the scriptures. That is what is called as an intuitive mind. Without this process of purification of the mind, if somebody keeps on asking the question, without coming to the scriptures, that is what most of the people they do. Oh, yeah, I want to know myself, so I will just find out. I will ask the question. One day I will come to know. They go through so many different means, but ultimately they are totally lost in life. There is a systematic study called as Shravanam, which is involved. Step by step, there are textbooks available. Bhagavad Gita is one level, Upanishad is a second level, Brahma Sutra is the third level, Vichara Sagara is the fourth level, Panchadasi, Vichara Sagara, these are all very, very important texts. After you have studied this, you should be able to apply it in yourself and claim that you are ever free. Till then, the study should go on.
न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन त्यागेनैके अमृतत्वमानशुः त्यागेनैके अमृतत्वमानशुः परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां परेण नाकं निहितं गुहायां विभ्राजते यद्यतयो विशन्ति विभ्राजते यद्यतयो विशन्ति.
This verse tells us all the delusions which we have. And the Upanishad is clearly telling me what are the delusions you should drop. Na karmana na prajaya dhanena. Na karmana, not through karma. Karma means action. Prajaya, through children. Dhanena. Dhanena means through charity work. Tyage naike, from renunciation. Amritatva manashuhu. You cannot gain immortality by doing more and more charity. Charity doing is a stepping stone, but you have to come to Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga is a stepping stone. I have progeny, children, who can help me to get immortality. No, they are themselves mortal. How can another mortal try to guide you? A guru is immortal. He has known what is immortality through the study of the Veda. He can guide us. By renunciation alone, tyage naike amritatvamana. Purely by withdrawing from certain things, you cannot get immortality. There is immortality which is higher than the heaven, higher than all the 14 lokas. And where is it? Where is it? It is not so far away. It is very near to you. It is in your own intellect. Just look inside. That is what the Upanishad is teaching. Drop the external pursuit. Try to understand your intrinsic nature and see the shine of Atma in yourself, by yourself, in yourself, through your effort. But only thing you should remember is, do not forget the scriptures. Use the scriptures. Whatever verse you like in this 24 verses of Kaivalya Upanishad, 2-3 verses, you keep it as something very close to your heart. And let the 2-3 verses remind you again and again the truth. This is an important verse. It teaches me what is the direct means and what is the indirect means. Sahakari Karanam and what is the contributory factors. In the presence of 4 qualifications alone, Jnana Yoga can fructify into moksha. Without the 4 qualifications, any amount of study, Shravanam you do, it will not give moksha. That means what? I need to purify my mind, understand Viveka, Vairagyam, Samadha Sharka Sampati, and Mumukshutvam should go hand in hand together with the listening of the scriptures. Suppose you feel that I am not growing in spirituality. Just go inward and ask yourself the question, have I got the Viveka? Have I got Vairagyam? Have I got Shamadha Shatka Sampatti? Have I got Mumukshutvam? Is moksha one of the 25 factors and that it is the 25th desire I have? Or is it the number one desire? In a higher text called as Vichara Sagara, the guru there, the teacher, Nishchaladasa, tells the student, a student says, I don't think I have enough Vairagyam, enough Viveka, Shamadha Shatka Sambhati, and Mumukshutva. Then the teacher tells him, don't worry, just keep on listening to scriptures. Keep on listening, keep on listening, keep on listening. He says that within a few years, you will get all those 4 qualifications without any problem. Because the scriptural listening helps you to purify your mind, which has got lack of this Viveka, Vairagyam, Shamadha, Shatka, Sampatti, and Mumuksha. Repeatedly listen to the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, repeatedly, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, doesn't matter. Every week you spend at least 1.5 hours listening to the scriptures. If you do this, what will happen? Automatically, one day you will get the qualifications. Today you may lack it, but by repeatedly listening to the scriptures, it will purify Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moda, Mada, Matsarya, all the impurities which we have, anger, desire, greed, jealousy, all those are there in the inner instrument today, but they will all get cleaned up. A sannyasa sahitam jnanam. That means when the mind has learned to withdraw from the world and single-pointedly you are able to listen to the scriptures, the scriptural knowledge which you gain will be enough for moksha. Advanced books tell us very clearly, you will realize your nature in the talk while listening to the Upanishads. Because your mind, if it is ready, it's like a spark. You get the spark, you will get ignited. So here, all the indirect means are given, listed out, which is very important for us to note. What is the direct means and what is the indirect means? Once again, I want to repeat to you, Jnana Yoga is the direct means. Jnana Yoga consists of Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. For most of us, we will require all the 3 steps. Spiritual science, the study of the subject, is an intense subject which will require focused, systematic study. With the help of some guru, you can have any guru. That's why for this course, I had taken Tattva Bodha first, Atma Bodha, then Drisya Viveka, then I took Bhagavad Gita, all the 18 chapters. Now I am in the next level of Upanishads. After this, we will do Brahma Sutra. So that you're ready, your mind gets purified step by step. And at last, if you get a chance, you study Panchadasi and Vichara Sagara, your study is complete. You don't need anything else. That's all. Na karmana. Karmana here means rituals. Suppose you keep on doing rituals. I did this Oma, that Oma, this Oma. So many Omas we do, so many rituals we do. Here the Upanishad says they will give purity of mind, but they will not give you moksha. Karma can't give knowledge. It is only jnanam. There in all the advanced texts like Naishkarmya Siddhi and so many other texts, they will say, can we have karma and jnanam together? Can we have only karma giving moksha, only jnanam giving moksha, or can we have a combination? The answer is only jnanam gives moksha. The karma and karma jnana samuchaya are both preparations. Combination of meditation and karma yoga is at a preliminary level. Karma is not the instrument, pramanam of knowledge like pratyaksham. But jnanam is the Upanishadic words are the pramanam. With years, you can gain the knowledge of physics. You can't say, I'll clean the classroom and I'll get the knowledge. So the action can be small or big, sacred action or secular action, but they are all in time finite. Therefore, the result of this action will be only finite. Anityam, limited. Here, what I'm trying to say is, na karmana, I'm explaining that through karma, you cannot get moksha. Moksha is purnatvam. Purnatvam means what? I am always full, complete. That's why we say in the end, purnamada, purnamidam, purnat, purnamudachyate. Mundaka Upanishad says, there is a verse there in the first, the second chapter, first section. People who expect moksha through karma they will never achieve moksha because they are in the wrong direction. Karma is useful for purifying the mind, whereas jnanam will give moksha. Because you have to know the knowledge of how to remove this body-mind complex in your mind and see the inner reality of Sat. That is knowledge. Karma is indirectly useful. Similarly, na prajaya. Moksha you cannot get by children. They give bondage, but they don't give freedom. You get bound to them. Debts can be cleared by children, but for hunger, one has to eat oneself. Similarly, for your moksha, for you to gain moksha, you have to study. You have to come to the study of scriptures. And this study is very important. It is a duty to myself. Na dhanena, na prajaya, na karmana, na dhanena. People think that by donating money, they will get punyam. And by that punyam, you can get the swargaloka, but not moksha. Money can give. You can. You can't buy. You can't go beyond time with money. Money gives us for comfortable life here, but this we are not talking about the vyavaharika waking state level. We have to go beyond this level. By tyaga, renunciation alone, immortality is gained. That means you withdraw from all this. Another name for tyaga is sannyasa, detachment. Freedom from emotional attachments, clinging or leaning to people, things, situation, power, fame, position. These are all psychological weaknesses. There are two types of renunciation. One is antara sannyasa, another is bahya sannyasa. What is bahya sannyasa? Wearing a kashaya vastram, physically renouncing the family, relations, power, job, money. They are not compulsory for moksha. What is a compulsory? Internal sannyasa. Mind. Prepare the mind to lose anything at any time in life. Because everything is willed by God. Don't actually lose them, but you get ready. This ahamkara and mamakara dilution is called as antara sannyasa. We should have proper attitude towards people, things, and situations while living in the world. There is a place for everything. What is the means of vairagyam? I told you before, it is viveka. The moment I know what is nityam and what is anityam, automatically vairagyam will come. Whatever I have is a temporary gift given by Lord for my use. This body is a temporary gift to me to educate me, grow internally. For example, we have in the laboratory, we use certain chemicals, syringes, and all that, and then we leave it for the next batch. Similarly, books we leave in the library to be used by other future people. We have to use the house, business, possessions, our relationships, love, share, all this, but then ultimately we have to return it to God and then leave the body. Because it is Vishwarupa, Ishvara, who controls this whole waking state. Oh Lord, you have given me the opportunity to grow and express my gratitude. That is what is called as Jnani Bhakti. Lord Krishna says in the 8th chapter, very beautiful verse, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha maya pitar mano buddhihi mame vaishyasi samshayaha. At all times you think of me, this nirguna, pure Atma, which is the Atma of all the beings. There is something like this. Don't think that it doesn't exist. It exists. How am I saying it with such clarity? Because it is said in the scriptures. You believe that it is there, and then you start studying, you will see that and your own mind will say, yes, everything is true. Surrendering things to the Lord, ultimately the body and mind also reduces our intensity of the aham and the mamam. Ahamkara in the body and the mamakara of all the relationships. We pray for jnana vairagya siddhyartham. I pray to the Lord, oh Lord, give me jnanam. Let me study the Upanishads. Let me be a good student. Go every Upanishad, make notes, find out what is important. Let my mind dwell on the teaching. And then you see the result. Moksha will be in your hands like the apple you're holding. So it's like a child which walks with the crutches, and one day the mother takes away the crutches. The child may think that by withdrawing the crutches, I will fall. But the child gets up and then it stands on its own feet. Similarly, we have to use the crutches of all which we need. But one day we can stand and say, I am free. Mental dependence is bandha. Dropping the attachments in the mind is kaivalyam, moksha. Oh Lord, be in my heart. I am not so strong today. Support me with this tyaga, renunciation and devotion. I don't have the strength. That should be the prayer. Many have attained immortality. I am not the first one. By study of the same Upanishads, people have become free in life. They have enjoyed fulfillment. Some, they doubt existence of the God itself. Therefore, God gives a promise and says in the Gita, Ananya Shintayanto Mam Ejana Paryupasate. tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. 9th chapter. Those who come to me, the Lord says, Lord Krishna, I will take care of their comfort. I will secure for them what they need in life and preserve. Yoga and Shema I will look after. Yoga means what I don't have, Lord will give me the possessions. Not only Lord will give the possessions what I need, He will also give me what I need to preserve. He will preserve it for me. Yoga and Shema. Shema means preservation. A lot of strength is required for the study of Upanishads. That is why we pray to the Lord to give us this strength, mental strength. Yatayaha vishanti. The one who gets this Brahmajnanam is a self-controlled seeker. Parena nakam, higher than heaven, is this moksha. Nakam means, ka means pleasure, akam means non-pleasure, not pleasure, which is pain. Na akam means pure pleasure. In the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Abrahma bhuvanan lokaha punaravartinorjana mamupetya tu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. This world of Brahmaji, whoever reaches, he will be not be subjected to rebirth. This is the promise of Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna in the 8th chapter says, you know Brahman, you will not have rebirth. I said in the beginning, one of the benefit is you will not be reborn by having this knowledge. Atma Jnanam will tell us that the entire world is in the Atma. Nihitam guhayam. Brahman is in the heart of everyone, as though hidden in the cave, the heart. Heart or mind means there is an ignorance which is there inside and it is dark. That is why it is called as cave. Nothing seems to be there inside that cave, but we will discover there is consciousness. That consciousness which illumines the ignorance in sleep is this Sakshi. Vibrajate means in the form of Chaitanyam, this Brahman shines and I will merge with this light of consciousness once I have the knowledge of how to get away from my mind. The benefit of this pure knowledge of Atma is Brahma Aikya. This is a promise of the Upanishad, and I have full faith in the study of this Upanishad to get this benefit of moksha. It's a lifelong pursuit with the commitment as moksha as their primary goal. By giving up the false perception alone, I can gain immortality. The vision which I get is the vision without raga and dvesha. I will continue with this slide next week. Then we'll take up the 4th verse. Very important verse. Na karmana na prajaya na dhanena tyage naika manashuhu. Amritam, amritatvam. How do I get immortality? Okay, let's close for the day and then we'll continue this slide next week. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachade Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. So if you have any questions, you can ask them. Shanmugam is unmuted, all of you. Yes, somebody was asking something. Yes, Shama.
Hari Om, Hari Om,
Hari Om.
Hari Om. What a wonderful Upanishad you have started. And
Yes.
Yes, I don't know, as you said, it is very direct. It is very straightforward, you know.
Yes,
It seems very direct and it's, doesn't get you lost.
absolutely. 24 verses you are going to really enjoy.
Yeah. So
You will wait for every session. You'll say the next class is going to be more interesting. I'm going to pick up something more, something more.
Yeah.
It's a
So-
very, very beautiful Upanishad.
What was very fascinating was the Sarvam Papam Vipoha.
Yeah, Vyapoha means you get rid of all the sins just by
Yeah.
knowing this pure Atma.
Yeah, but what was enlightening today was this concept of papam, which was, you have said, mental agitation, the fluttering and intellectual agitation, So that is the nature of papam.
Yes.
And I thought, wow, I actually never saw papam. You almost think papam means something terrible will happen.
Correct, correct, correct.
Yeah. But so this is a new thought, which I thought, wow, this is what I want to get rid of, this papam
Yes.
of having agitation so that it creates doubt,
Yes.
samshaya.
Yes.
Is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Is
Correct.
it that?
That's correct. Yes.
So I never thought I had real papam, but today, but the beauty of it is I'm not saddened.
Yes.
I'm not saddened because I feel it is a promise, Vipoha, that it is going to go.
Yes, it will go away. I'm telling you, though, you wake up to the knowledge of this Upanishad when you study the mantras coming forward, especially the 19th mantra. You just keep one mantra in your heart, all your sins will go away, all the disturbance in your mind will go away, and you can live with, throughout your life, you can be with that one mantra.
Yeah, no, but I love this, that idea that, and I thought I didn't have papam, but I know today I do have papam because I've got mental agitation.
Yes.
So, but then at least the promise is there, so I'm happy about it. And this, of course, this the third verse, which I think it has been referred many times over in many places, isn't there? No, na gnani, na.
Yeah, na karmana, na
Right.
prajaya, na dhanena. This
Yeah.
comes from this comes from Mahanarayana Upanishad.
Right.
You see, whenever a Swamiji comes to a center, there are 6 verses which are chanted, and the 6 verses are from Mahanarayana Upanishad. There is a continuation of these verses in Mahanarayana Upanishad. If you go to that Upanishad, you will find 6 verses. And these 6 verses are chanted whenever sannyasi comes either to the house or to any place to give a talk.
Wow.
It is a reminder to the sannyasi to say that your job is to be with Brahman, and the sannyasi gets remembrance that it is not through anything else except by the remembrance of this pure Brahma Vidya. That is my real goal, and I should not forget the goal. That is how you invite the sannyasi into the auditorium and say, bless us with the same Vidya which you have. so that I can also remain and abide in your nature ever.
So are these available? Must be, I
Yes,
guess.
yes, Mahanarana Upanishad, there is, I mean, you just, I can give you the reference next week if you want.
No, that's fine. No, it's just nice. So is this one included in that, this particular
Yes,
one?
and it's also there in Mundaka Upanishad. It is also there in, it will come in the next mantra. I will be mentioning that.
Yeah.
In the notes itself, it's there.
And of course, the delightful Bhagavad Gita verses in the relevant places. So you brought those really beautifully forward, and it'll be just a joy to revise it again.
Throughout our study of Upanishads, I will be using the Bhagavad Gita again and again, because Bhagavad Gita is nothing but essence of the Upanishads.
Yeah. So one of the things which is there is this removal of impurities basically means removal of doubts. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Samshaya nivritti. I don't know whether there is a...
See, there is something called as Ajnana Nivritti.
Okay.
Ajnana Nivritti you can do by Shravanam. Ajnana Nivritti means I remove the ignorance of the self. By the study of Upanishad, I remove the study of, I remove the ignorance of the self, which is through Shravanam. Ajnana Nivritti, through Shravanam. Samshaya Nivritti is through Mananam. The doubts about this self, which I have gained, I may have a doubt. What is this immortality? Does it really exist? Is there something which is immortal? Is there something called as Atma? Is there something called as Sat and Chit? All these doubts are removed by Mananam. Mananam means I, again and again, whatever I have studied, I bring it to my mind. Suppose the Upanishad says in the 19th mantra of this Kaivalya Upanishad, it says, Mayeva Sakalam Jatam. From me, the consciousness, the Sat principle, this body and mind, they come along with the word. They exist and they resolve into the same consciousness. This is a mantra of this Upanishad. Now, this mantra, you should by heart it and must reflect on it. And reflect on it, the meaning of it. That meaning should sink into your consciousness. I am that consciousness. I am that pure Atma. I am that pure Brahman. Whatever name you may give. But that 19th mantra is the essence of the 24 mantras.
Yeah, maybe it will come after you finish Kaivalya Upanishad, because right now the impurities and the doubts, you know, of your own imperfection, is so bad that, you know, even this idea of am I an adhikari is also an doubt, you know. So I'm hoping that by the end of this Kaivalya Upanishad, at least that one big obstacle will be.
That's correct. You see, what happens is our mind is clouded with so many notions.
Self-doubt.
Yeah, self-doubt, doubt about the scriptures, doubt about an existence of something like this in this universe.
Yeah.
See, these are all doubts. And like I said in Vichara Sagara, the teacher there says, keep listening, keep listening, keep listening. All your impurities will go away. All.
Is there, I know you mentioned it in your talk, but is there a particular verse which actually refers to this idea? Because I want to reinforce the Shravanam.
Okay.
Yeah.
It comes in the 6th chapter of Vichara Sagara. It's a topic. It's one of the topics there. The 6th chapter, okay. There is a topic there, which I will try to see if I can locate that topic and give it to you.
Yeah, because it was very striking when you were saying it. And I said, that's a great thing, you know, even if you have doubts, you still keep
Correct.
listening.
Just
So
keep
it's,
listening. Shravanam,
yeah.
Shravanam, Shravanam. That's it.
One thing which you haven't explained, and I feel, what does the Shabda Kaivalya mean?
Kaivalya means it alone is.
Who alone
Kaivalyam,
is?
it is the name of Brahman.
Oh. Because in Patanjali, the fourth one is Kaivalya.
No. That is a different connotation. Or Kaivalyam is a different connotation there.
Right.
In Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Kaivalyam means something different.
Yeah. So
Here, it means Brahman.
he alone is.
Like Turiyam. You know, in Mandukya, you have Brahman is called as Turiyam.
Okay.
Here in this Upanishad, Brahman is called Kaivalya. That state of, pure state of consciousness in which it alone is called as Kaivalya. Because everything else is coming and going. I'll give you an example. Suppose you say, I am the waker. Okay? You've had so many dreams in life. You have dreamt so many times. So suppose you focus on the waker's mind and say, waker's mind is alone Kaivalyam, whereas the dream experiences are all coming and going. Okay, now you go one step forward. Atma, Brahman is alone pure consciousness in which there is nothing. It alone is. That is what the scriptures are teaching me, that before the creation of the world, Sat alone was. Brahman alone was before the creation of the world. The creation comes in Sat. In consciousness, Akasha comes, Vayu comes, Prithvi comes, Agni comes. The 5 elements, they are all born in consciousness. So consciousness is alone. That consciousness is called as Kaivalyam.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Good. Anybody else has a question? So those of you, in case you have other friends, you can pass on the message. You can ask them to come and join these classes, because now all these Upanishads will carry on from now on. All the Upanishads, one after the other, will be doing it. So if you can pass on the message to your friends through Facebook, through whatever means, through WhatsApp and so on. You can just send them the invitation, whatever you have received, you can just pass on the invitation, they will come. Vijaya is awake in Texas. She says, Kaivalyam iti, he alone is. He alone is means ekam eva advitiyam Brahman. Brahman alone is. It is Turiyam. It is the same. Whatever she has said is absolutely correct.
Hari Om, Shikhaji.
Oh, you're there. Very good. Nice to hear you, Vijaya.
Thank you. Very, very fantastic session, though I joined a couple of minutes later.
Okay.
But I think what really, the way I reflect today's session when you were taking us through, especially the Upanishad, the last verse on what is that definition of Tyaga, as Tyagene Amartatvam Bhajanti Manushaha. So he gets that. I think that is very, very perfect, because so far as our BMI is concerned, either I'm bounded bodily, deriving my pleasures and pains, or mentally pleasures and pains, or intellectually.
Yeah.
So ability to drop these two, either you would do the Panchakosha Viveka as you've done, or Traya Avastha Viveka as you have already done, or 3 bodies, right? The gross, sukshma, sthula body, all these, the entire ambit of all that we have done in the Prakaranas come here in just one line. What is the Tyaga? Tyaga, and when you strikingly said that dropping that I and me.
Yes.
I think that is what it is. That's nothing but a connotation of ego. So he says, whatever you do, if there is this decoction of ego, it doesn't help us reaching the God. And the definition of sin has come very beautifully in our scriptures, as you rightly said. There is no papa punya as far as an immortal soul like us are concerned. But what is definition of papa is when you're going away from your own self.
Yes.
That is the papa. So that's what I could collect.
Yeah, very well.
Thank you very much.
You summarized the whole talk in just 2 minutes. Fantastic. Very well. Okay. Anybody else has any other remark? Okay. So if there's nothing else, we'll meet next week. We'll continue this Kaivalya Upanishad. It's a very beautiful Upanishad. Don't miss any session. And then you see how your mind changes. It can awaken you to a new reality, which you have never known till now. I promise you, you will wake up to another reality. Thank you and good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.